Hey everybody, how are we doing? How is this evening? It is Tuesday night on One Life. How are we? I tell you what, I've had to swim a long way across the sea this evening. Actually, to be honest, I don't even have a clue how far UK to Uganda is. I'm hoping that Melody's going to actually answer me that because our little Dicky Bird tells me that they may be flying over to the UK to come and perform in the UK. So, ladies and gentlemen, One Life would like to bring you all the way to Uganda and meet this fantastic artist here called Melody. Welcome to the show, mate.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Fantastic. So, what time is it in Uganda at the moment?
It's just 4 minutes past 9 p.m.
4 minutes past 9. So, in the evening. So, is the sun
Yeah.
up or is it down?
No, it's p.m. The sun is down.
The sun is
It's
down.
night.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in the UK, we're quite lucky because our sunshine stays up until about 10:30 in the
Mm.
summertime. We have the sun, the glorious sun for 10:30. Well, we don't. We have rain. Okay, Melody.
Yeah.
Well, anyone tells you about the British weather, we always have rain. We don't have sun. Okay. So Melody's here, everybody, to talk about himself as an artist. 17.5 thousand people follow him on YouTube. But he's here to talk to us about himself as an artist, but also Ugandan music, because we're fascinated to try and bridge those gaps where the music industry is to those countries where actually you wouldn't see them that often over in the UK or America. So we are trying in One Life to bridge some gaps, bring those artists over from Uganda, because like I said to Melody, we have seen on the likes of BGT and also the likes of America's Got Talent and all the talent shows across the world how amazing these people are in terms of their music and their dance and the culture. You know, we need to bring more of them over to our shows, our festivals, and also get them released in our record places as well. Because I tell you what, I've told Melody, I spent my afternoon listening to Melody's music, and I've really, really enjoyed myself this afternoon. And I know if you put his playlist on, you're going to do the same as well as I have. So, One Life, everybody, just to give you a quick update, there's not much to update you on, apart from we only have 3 days left of the ISSA Awards. Now, I know this has been a long process for everybody, and everybody's been spending every day this month voting for One Life to go to Atlanta, but it is really important that we do because we want to share everything in Atlanta of all the artists' great work that they do throughout the year. And exactly the same for our charities. We want to make sure that our charities are showcased in Atlanta this year because they deserve that exposure and they deserve the support. So, do you know what? Actually, 3 days left. Keep voting, everybody. You know, keep going for it. You never know. One Life may be in the finals for the first time, and you never know. Some sponsor out there, if you're listening, may be able to fly us over to Atlanta because the cost of tickets over here in the UK to go to Atlanta is extortionate. And unless I can find a sponsor, I think I will have to be swimming from Torbay. And I don't fancy it, to be honest. Torbay to Atlanta in an ocean is a bit cold. So any help out there, please get us out, but we've got to get to the finals first. Okay, in terms of the academy, well, it's still getting very busy and there are still spaces left. We have 2 artists waiting for you. Okay, so if you are a country singer, whether or pop singer, or from Uganda, anywhere whatsoever, and you are wanting to build your artist career just as much as Melody has, 17.5 thousand, I'm going to keep mentioning it because I'm jealous, then come and join us. Come and join us in the academy and come and have some fun with our tutors. They're all industry professionals who've been doing it for multiple of years, and we will teach you the best of the best when it comes to indie artistry, okay? So what I'm going to do, everybody, is I am going to start off with Melody's interview. We are waiting for his promoter, Marvin. So, Marvin, if you are listening on Facebook, YouTube, and X, you are late, mister. We are fining you. Melody's decided that we're going to fine you as well. Okay, we're going to fine you a week's wages between the 2 of us. Okay, so I don't know how much that is. What money do you deal with in Uganda? Tell me a bit about sort of finances in Uganda. If you was to go out gigging tonight and you've done a show, how much would you earn?
Most cases it depends on the capacity of the people. at the entrance, and the deal you have with the events organizer. It can't be
Okay.
constant payment.
So the organizer will pay you depending on
Yeah,
how many people go through that door.
yeah. How many people is expecting? Uh, and even how and all the expenditures of the event, advertising, all those stuffs.
Okay. So the music
So most
industry is breaking the music melody, the music industry is breaking up in terms of like it becoming a culture where we're really struggling as artists, okay? And that's coming from us in the West, okay? We're talking about like, you know, so I had an artist on the show last night. I'm just interested, okay? They went out and they were paid 100 American dollars to perform in their show tomorrow. In Uganda, do you get anywhere near that sort of money?
sometimes most cases, we are on the local ground, whereby most things we see them when we go out of the country. So I can be paid such amount of money when I'm out of the country, but on the local level, certain things happen in a different way. You see, um, you can stage a show tonight, and even you fail to get money due to the expenditures, uh, stage, lighting, production, all the stars, venue, um, plus revenue. You may end up pockets empty. But when you move out, when you can move out and get that money, but when you prepare very well, you can get that money as well. Mm.
Fantastic, brilliant, excellent. I think we need to understand each other's cultures in terms of Western over there in Africa and Uganda because it is very different. You know, it is very different from growing up. Now, when you started right at the beginning, you know, you're a family of five. You know, in terms of growing up in the music industry and deciding to be a musician, is your family musical? What was it about growing up in a family of five and you becoming a musician?
My family isn't musical. However, on the side of my dad, we have no musicians. It's so funny. But on the side of my mom, they are quite was an artist. Um, my mom
We've just lost you
is
a
doing
bit,
music from
Melody.
church. Even our sister,
Fantastic.
even
Okay.
her
So
sister is doing music from church. Yeah.
we're losing
So
you a bit,
on the
Melody.
side of my mom, are you getting me?
You
Am I
keep
on
coming in
now?
and out. Okay. Yeah, you're on now. Yeah, yeah. Keep going.
Yeah, I was saying on the side of my mom, they are artists because they do music for church, and I do commercial music.
Ah,
Yeah.
fantastic. So, you know, excuse me for some of these sort of like the ways that I'm going to talk in terms of your language, in terms of things that you've given me and some of the place names and things like that. But as a UK presenter, I'm going to try my best, okay? But don't laugh at me like my fiance does when I try and pronounce things. You know, in terms of us pommies, when it comes to giving language from another country, people just laugh as soon as I say something. So I will try my very best, okay? So your journey from Kakooza is that right? Yeah,
Yeah,
Kakooza.
yeah, yeah,
Kakooza Manson to celebrate its artists is definitely inspiring. Okay, you are one of those inspiring artists, and you know when people hear your music, they will be very, very happy and very enjoy your music a lot. You
yeah.
know, in terms of sparking your passion, in terms of your upbringing, what sparked you to say, do you know what? I want to follow in the footsteps of many, many, many artists who are out there and try and make it in the music industry.
Inspiration. Before I talk about inspiration and all this stuff, I love listening to my heart. I love listening to myself. When I listen to myself, then I choose wisely. If I choose wrongly, then I'm the one to be blamed. So I had music in me before even I decided to say, let me do music, let me start this, let me do this. I had music in me. And when I had music in me, deep in myself, I looked around to a lot of artists, in and out, local and international. So I began I began teaching myself what to do. You know, you can learn by copying, because even copying is technically learning. You can copy, and then or through copying you're learning something. So I tried doing each and everything I liked on a repeat. I sing like this on a repeat. I go into Arak's music. I sing a song on a repeat. I drag myself into Celine Dion. I sing on a repeat. Locally, I dig myself deep into Jose Chameleone music. I repeat. And that's how I got into this. Yeah.
Do you know what?
Until I did. Yeah.
Who was your art when you were growing up as a boy? You know, when you was listening to music, who were the people who really sort of were like, I want to be like him or I want to be like her? Who were the people who you really wanted to follow and think, do you know what? That's who I want to be when I get older.
My best survivor today is Celine Dion.
Celine Dion.
I really liked Celine Dion, and up to today, I really love her voice. I really love the way she blends in the vibrators, all the stuffs beside the lyrics. But I love the sound that comes out of her.
I can see, when I was listening to your music, I can see that in you, actually. I can see the style of your music, because you have a very big blend of music. You have some very fast ones, but then you have some very slow ones and very deep and very meaningful lyrics. Do you write your own lyrics?
Yeah. I write my lyrics. I write myself.
And were they inspired by Celine Dion? Did you look at her lyrics and go, you know, actually, I want to sort of copy some of those lyrics, or did you have your own style?
Quite not. I just developed my style through her style.
Look, you're gonna have to excuse me on this one. I'm gonna do as best as I can. Okay, as a key member of Jose Chameleone, Leone Island Empire, you've collaborated on tracks like Nkoleki. Can you share a memorable moment working with this artist and how it shaped you as an artist? Okay, so Marvin, when I first met Marvin, who promotes you, he gave me a list of artists in Uganda that he's working. How do you work with each other in Uganda, and how do you sort of blend in those different styles of music?
Actually, thank you for that, because the artists I work with or I collaborate with, we do different styles of music.
Okay.
Like that one, Jose Chameleone. Besides being a fellow artist, he's a brother too, whereby I help him in a lot of avenues, and he also shapes me in many avenues, because he shapes me as a brother, as a child, and as a mentor on both sides. So I listen to him when I sing with him, or when I collaborate with him. He corrects me on certain stuffs. Melody, you know what? Into your style, these lyrics will fit your voice. How do you see when you go off this? And then how do you see if this style of sound will fit your voice? Such things. And I'm a good listener.
Brilliant. I'm going to stop you just 2 seconds, because we've had our first comment into the show. Like I said, you will see these comments on the screen this evening. So there'll be people saying hello. So again, please, you are in Uganda, your friends and family in Uganda, and your fans in Uganda. And if anyone tells me that I've got it wrong tonight, I do apologize straight away. So Mateba, Prosper, Abraham, Weho, big up Uncle Meto. Uncle Mello. I'm reading off the wrong screen. Yeah. Uncle Mello. Do we know this person?
Which one?
He's saying hi, basically. Look, I'll show you on the screen. There you go. Can you see it?
Prosper Ibrahim. I think I know him. I think I know him.
Fantastic. A friend, or is it a fan?
A friend. Must be a friend, because whoever calls me uncle, is a friend.
Fantastic, brilliant. I'll tell you what, the culture in Uganda, you're all amazing, friendly people. And I love the fact that, you know, we're brothers, we're uncles, you know, that cultural thing is absolutely fantastic. But how do you deal with that when you go? Have you been to another country to perform?
How do I deal with what?
With the friendliness of different countries. Have you performed in another country?
Yeah. I've performed in London once.
Okay. And did you play in London?
Yeah, I was in London at Royal Regency Hall. I don't remember the street name, but I was there. Of recent, I was in India on a festival, IIMF, International Indian Music Festival. It happens every year in November. I've been in Canada, Toronto, and Vancouver. I've performed there. I've tried to spread my wings.
Well, we're going to help you spread your wings. One of the things in One Life, we're a family, and we help people spread their wings. We help people to try and collaborate and connect with different people through the International Singer-Songwriter Association. And, you know, by collaborating with artists around the world, we hope that you spread your wings as far as you can and everyone gets to listen to your beautiful music. You know, that's one of our aims in terms of One Life. You know, so hopefully we can get you over. But a little Dicky Bird tells me you are coming to the UK soon. Is that right?
I was to come last year in November, it was September, but something's changed. You know, the events organizers, maybe they got some preparations, other preparations, and they postponed the event. So they will communicate.
Right, okay, right. Paul Austin, if you are listening to my show, you told me that Melody's coming over and you got me all excited. Okay, so Paul Austin, it is up to you to find these lot, okay, some way of getting over to the UK to play in the UK in a festival, okay? So I'm leaving that one with Paul. A One Life challenge, and we love One Life challenges, okay? Paul Austin, get your finger out, okay? We want Melody to come over to the UK and come and play for us, okay? So what we're going to do, Melody, we are 17 minutes into the show, and these people deserve to listen to your music, and I deserve to listen to it again because I enjoy it so much. So I'm sure you have heard Melody's music, especially those in Uganda, okay? But for those who haven't heard his music, you're in for an absolute treat, okay? So we're going to have to do, because we are across the country so far, we're going from YouTube this evening, okay? So I'm going to add to the screen, On Fire. When did you release this, Melody, and tell me a bit about it?
On Fire is on my album titled Hello Melo. I released the album 13th February this year. The album consists of 8 songs.
8 sounds.
Yeah.
First album?
Yeah, the first album ever.
First album ever. Wow. I tell you, I love the cover art. The cover art's very, it's a really good image. I like it. Fantastic. Okay, so On Fire by Melody. Enjoy, everybody, as much as I did earlier, okay?
Extra Smash on the beat. In the glove moonlight, she moving with grace. A silhouette of mystery with an enchanting face. Simani Yamachagova, but the feeling is real. No slow soft thing with a whisper in the night. Muchimane, oh no, will be no time today. Ubulunji woka, mtuso kuliepanya. Every time she walks near, putting her on fire. Muchimane, oh no, will be no time today. She's setting on fire, fire. I'm feeling my fever, yeah. She's setting on fire, fire. I'm feeling my fever, yeah. With a sweet melody, she's a seductive dream. To the tune of desire, under the stars and clouds. Atambula mpola sagara, akakabina kabitikuza. Obulungi bweje yakulirawa. Ebibuuzo bye neebuuza kuba She's setting on fire, fire, yeah. I'm feeling my fever, fever, yeah. She's setting on fire, fire, yeah. I'm feeling my fever, fever, yeah. She's setting on fire, yeah. I'm feeling like fever. In the club moonlight, she moving with grace. A silhouette of mystery with an enchanting face. Atambula mpola sagara, akakabina kabi kikuza. Obulungi bw'eje yakulirawa, by'ebibuuzo bye neebuuza kuba. Mukimanye, ono mubiro otantudde.
Chemical bits.
I thought I was going to have to find you. You sort of like disappeared throughout the performance. Absolutely brilliant. And I'm sure you've heard that track a million times since it's been released. Do you listen to your own music after it's released? How long, or do you just go, I need to write the next one, I'm fed up with that one?
Yeah, I listen to my music. How can I serve you food? Yeah, how can I serve you food that I can't eat?
I tell you what, I'm the type of artist, when I release every song, I sit there and I play it to my friends and my family and things like that. And I'm proud of my music, wherever I thought of the production of my song. But, you think of artists who have got, I don't know, thousands that they've written and things like that. Do they still listen to that very first track that they sort of like produce, and the quality of the track as well? If you go back and think when you first released your first song and you put it out for everybody to listen to, can you remember what that song name was?
Yeah.
What was it?
Gwemwala. I don't know whether you can even pronounce that.
I'm not even going to try. I'm not going to let everybody take the mickey out of me, okay? I'm not even going to try, okay? But in relation to remembering it, it's really good. I can't remember mine. Everybody, yes, I'm coming up to my 50s, everybody. You wouldn't believe it, would you? But wow. At the end of the day, I can't remember my first single that I wrote. I remember who I wrote it for and when I wrote it, but I can't remember the name of it. It's really been bugging me all week. And every time I ask this question, I'm thinking, do you know what, AJ, you don't even remember your own, but it's because, it's time. When you get a bit older, you just forget things, dementia sets in. Anyway, Melody, congratulations on your music career in a country where it is difficult financially. It is difficult in terms of, the upbringing for your families, the country that you're in, but for you, Melody, you have won several awards, okay? You've been lucky enough to travel around the world, to sing to other countries, and to promote your music. Is there any particular award that you have been most proud of, that you've sort of come home, like us football teams over in England, Liverpool are going to be loving it this weekend because they've just won the Premier League, so in a football case, it's that big Premier League trophy. In a musician's world, what is that one trophy or one thing that you've actually gained in your career where you've been so proud of yourself?
As the first African artist to sing or to step on the IIMF, I got an award. I was awarded for that because since that event was opened, they have never had an African artist performing on it. So, brilliant. Me being the first African artist, I came with that award home, made of wood. I will send you a picture of it, and you will see it. It's made of wood. It's African molded. Yeah, and I'm proud of it. Yeah.
Brilliant. We want to see a picture of that after the show this evening. We want to see you loud and proud, and I'm sure all your family, all your friends, all the African people, you know, and Ugandan people, all very proud of the fact that you have got your music over to those places and celebrated being the first. You know, what an honor. I read that in your bio, and we are very proud of you here in terms of the One Life family. And we are very proud, and we know that even Marvin is very proud of you for that achievement. What an achievement, mate. Really fantastic. Mateba also giving you a big round of applause for Mateba there. So I'll just flash that one so you can see. There you go. A big round of applause and a big up. Okay. Melody, beyond music, one of the things here in One Life is what we love about our artists is the support that they give to their communities, to the global communities. You know, we're all artists on this show. We all spend a lot of time in the studio. We all spend a lot of time writing songs to make us happy, but also the people that we loved, you know, in terms of keeping them happy as well. But we do find time to be able to help local and national charities. Now, your promoter has come to me about, you know, talking about sort of the need in Uganda still for food, for clothes, and especially for the females in terms of sanitary products and health products, you know, and told me of the importance. And I think one of the things that I've been very taken back by is the fact that there's so many people in Uganda want to look after their people, want to make sure that they're safe, want to make sure that they've got the things that they need. And I've had a lot of people reach out to me to see if One Life can support them, you know. So I think if we sort of come away from music for a little while and talk about the differences in Uganda, where there's different parts of Uganda, some that can celebrate like yourself and get you flown over to many countries to sing your music, and others where I have had people say to me they're stuck in Uganda and they are supporting local orphanages and basically teaching the orphanage kids music to basically make sure that their day is an amazing, beautiful day. You know, so there's two different cultural sides to understanding about Uganda. So for someone, for yourself, obviously, we were hoping for Martin to come onto the show and support you, but obviously, Melody, it's over to you. You know, you've told us about the ability to be coming over to countries and playing your music. How about those who can't?
Before I go in further, first of all, I was into mental health teaching and mental health healing with my brother. Marvin was part of it. Unfortunately, the people that we were working with, we weren't on the same table, and then we closed that. Of recent, I opened up our next journey of
We've just lost Melody. We've got you now. We've got you.
We opened up Feed the Streets. What we do on this, we go to the streets, we feed the needy, sanitary pads provided to the needy as well, and then we try our best to do what we can according to our financial status. But I was looking forward to make it global, so we can be getting connections through people, whereby people could send in what they can that can.
Melody, I'm sure you're getting loads of calls regarding this evening, okay? So if people could make sure that they don't call Melody during his interview, or he's going to be shooting you off air, okay?
Calling hello, oh my days.
Fantastic. Melody just gets up. So basically, we are talking about sort of the families who come, and we're also talking about the children who need support with clothing and also support with food into the country. There are aids out there who do help Uganda. But part of the One Life team and family that we need to do is make sure that those places are found and supported to get those things over to Uganda, and these families and these children have as much as they possibly can in terms of things that they need. We have lost Melody for a little bit. We've got a lovely shiny picture. I don't know if you can see her still. Can you see her still, Melody?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm
There
back.
you go. You're back. You're back. Right. Okay. Fantastic. You're back. Okay. So we were just talking about sort of the children and the families who you go and support in terms of setting up your charity, and we were just saying that we can support you in the UK to identify those charities to start getting more into. But in terms of Uganda, in terms of the different types of cultures and different types of people, you know, people are sending me sort of pictures of a lot of orphanages, a lot of children going without. But I tell you what, I want to take these children home. You know, at the end of the day, they're the most pleasurable children who will sing to me first thing in the morning, or give me a dance or whatever, or come and say hello. And they're all coming on the show. In a week's time. You know, I've got all these children wanting to come on the show, and I'm really looking forward to that. They're absolutely amazing children. You know, but the poverty and the culture is very different in different parts of Uganda. So if we looked at the really sort of poverty-stricken villages, or those children who really can't cope, you know, what is it really like?
Actually, that's true, because we're also looking forward to building a home, a large home, whereby we can correct them, we nurture them into different cultures and with their talents, and after they are done, we let them be. And we want also them to go on spreading that, helping others like that. But as I told you, such stuffs need a lot of financial assistance and connections. And guess what? I'm here with One Life. I know I will be part of this project.
Fantastic. We will get it over to you in the best ways that we can. Okay, we will try our very hardest. You know, we have 3 artists from Uganda all looking for the same thing, and we will help you the best way we can. And a lot of that will be around teaching, support, and also teaching you as artists how to support your charities by working with some of those big international charities who are supporting you individually. Because one thing I absolutely love about your culture is that you're also passionate about supporting each other as a family. And that's something that, you know, is a very, really big thing when it comes to One Life. And we're all very, very proud of you. Anyway, let's show everybody a bit about the culture around sort of sanitation and health for females in Uganda, because this is something that you are very passionate about. And actually, if you look on the video, everybody who is watching on Facebook, YouTube, and X, is very simple ways in which you can help these families and help these children and help these artists. Okay, so it is quite simple. There are charities out there all around the world who are helping and supporting countries like Uganda. It's just getting those messages out there. So this is the first one that I found today. Hopefully they can listen to this show and hopefully get some of that support over. Okay, so I'm going to put this on now. So give me 2 seconds, everybody, because I'm working from my screen this evening, and I'm also working from YouTube, so it takes a bit longer. So here we go. Peace Wines, okay, is a charity that supports menstrual health and hygiene, breaking the silence in Kenya and in Uganda. Okay, so it is literally a minute and a half, and I hope you learn a lot from this as much as I did.
We support vulnerable groups in more than 30 countries, including Kenya and Uganda, where we work in and around 4 refugee camps, home to 1.2 million people. In Uganda's Nakivale refugee camp, 43% of girls miss school because of their period. More than half of women and girls in Kenya's Kakooza camp lack access to toilet paper, running water, and/or private places to change. Peace Winds is changing this with a program that is comprehensive, enabling, empowering, and sustainable. We don't just hand out sanitary pads.
We also conducting community sensitization so that everyone can have information on menstrual hygiene management.
Facilitators lead educational sessions, distribute underpants, sanitary pads, and soap, and teach how to maintain health during menstrual periods. Peace Winds installs washrooms so that girls and women feel comfortable changing at work and school. Community discussions help break down menstruation myths.
Today we want to break the silence about
menstrual hygiene management.
Not only do women and girls attend, everyone can be an ally for menstrual health.
Men, are we listening?
Peace Winds gives local communities the tools to run menstrual health activities on their own. We also build local markets for sanitary pads so they will be accessible and affordable.
This part has given me confidence to do everything. I can go to school during my menstruation period.
A girl should not be afraid when to be strong and feel free.
Now we want to ensure that all 600,000 women and girls here can stay healthy and stay on track to meet their full potential.
You don't need an expensive solicitor to write your...
Yeah, fantastic. We'll take that off. And, you know, it really shocks me. 43% of females unable to go to their education and learn during their times when they're having their menstrual cycle. You know, for us in the UK, you know, we are lucky to have the facilities to manage that. You know, we're able to send our children into school even when they're going through their cycle. Yes, in terms of the way that children are feeling, in terms of their health, if they're feeling unwell or if they're in a lot of pain, they're able to stay at home, able to get some support, you know, but we wouldn't fathom 43% of people coming out of education because they don't have the right things to be able to look after their own health. It must be quite heartbreaking.
Yeah, true. It's heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking. And I see your passion from yourself, Melody, talking to you before the show and also to Marvin as well. So we've already been able to provide you support at One Life. We have an amazing one of our singers in America called Kristen, who is starting to look at a program of support about how that we can use even reusable sanitary products, but also look at the charity support for you all in Uganda. So she is working behind the scenes to give you that support, and she's part of that support group with Marvin. But obviously that charity has been on the show tonight. We hope that you see this and that perhaps work between yourself and Melody to help Melody and Marvin see how they can basically be part of your charity, or even set up their own charity. You know, please get in contact with us at One Life. We will reach out to you and we will try and get you tagged, because I'll tell you what, Melody going out and doing a festival for you, he's going to rake in 17,500 people. And how many sanitary products is that going to help out with the ladies over there? So, you know, a great connection. And we do see the power of music and how that raises money for charities locally and nationally, and for you in Uganda as well. So we will set that up while we've got both Melody and Marvin with us in the UK. We will make sure that we help them out and get that support there. But absolutely fantastic, and well done for the support and work that you do. I'm quite interested why, for me, this is something from the UK thing. My partner said to me, you know, about us men going over to buy sanitary towels from the local shop. And it's an embarrassment for us men, even as little boys, when our mum sends us over the shop and says, you know, can you get some sanitary towels for us? And it's a cultural thing in the UK that little boys get quite embarrassed. I've got two grown men where they're talking about a charity and they are talking about sanitation and the females. And then we saw a little bit of a clip in there. Can I ask you about that? They teach the males about sanitary towels and they teach the males about menstruation. Is it different culture? Is it what? Why would two grown men come to me out of all the charities that you could do in Uganda and you choose sanitization?
Actually, I think it's worldwide. Even here, going at the shop and buy sanitary towels for your mom, for your sister. Oh, it's more of, I don't know how I can express that, but it's so even much different. A man going in for sanitary towels for women charity, I don't know. That means you need a lot of women around you to help you with that. You know, always women. Yeah, it's always women for women and boys for boys.
Yeah. I gather in terms of wearing the trousers, is it a very female dominant sort of in Uganda? When you're in a relationship with someone, I'm trying to think of your fans. When you like playing out and you're singing to people, because your next song that we're going to bring up is quite. We're going into the romantic side. What's the culture like when you go out and sing? Who do you sing to? Do you sing to predominantly males or females? Or mix?
Mix.
A mix.
Mix. Because my music is for all.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Super fans. Do you have any super fans in Uganda? We were talking about that on the show yesterday.
Yeah, I have my super fans. I have Team Melody. It has a lot of big boys and girls. They are all my fans. There is the Mayanja family. Then that's our home. Yeah, there are many super fans in there.
Okay, so one super fan that's already come up already. I love you lot from Uganda. You are joining in this evening. Thank you so much for all those who are joining in. One super fan says, Brandon Media, that's my artist Melody.
Come on. Hi, it's Brandon. How you doing, bro? How you doing, man? I hope everything is cool and nice.
They're all so proud of you. They're all trying to get their name onto the show in lights, but lots and lots of people are behind you. But are your family behind you? Are your siblings behind you? Or do they just say, do you know what? Can we please put something else on apart from Uncle Melody?
They're behind me. They like whatever I do. Though they don't support physically, but they're always there for me. I know.
Fantastic. It's better than our teenagers in the UK. I'll tell you what, 9/10 of them will turn around and say, will you stop playing that rubbish music? Can I have my music on? I think so many of our artists have come onto One Life and they've all said that children don't like their music. They won't let them play it in the house. So for yourselves, it's quite nice to hear that actually your family is behind you.
Yeah, it's quite weird. And it's not a surprise to find an artist that his or her family is not behind him or her. It's not a surprise because it's normal, it's common. Because most cases, families don't support our careers from the start. And when you reach there, you feel like, I don't need you anymore. You're my family, but everyone stay in your lane.
Brilliant. You said that you've played different venues around the world. And you've said that you've had that luxury of being able to go around the world and sort of play in different places. Is there one place that you really want to go to? Is there somewhere where you think I actually would love to play in that place?
Actually, I don't. I just want to tour the whole world.
Take over the world. Everywhere.
Yeah, I want to go every corner of the world. I don't have that specific place that I want to be. I want to go everywhere. Everywhere.
Any promoters out there, please make sure you've got a big pot of money because Melody's going to spend it all. He wants to go everywhere around the world. We will get your music around the world when it comes to streaming over social media, but whether we get you in a gold-plated plane to take you from Australia to Uganda, I don't know whether that's possible, but we can try. Everyone's got a dream. But how about a particular... Is there any city? Is there anywhere?
And secondly, music is a gospel. We need to move all over the world preaching the gospel of music. Music, I don't know how I take music. Music is like church. Yes, music is like church. So people out there, they need to listen to the music to cool down, to calm down, to get off the stress. They need to listen to music besides the language. Because music is for all. Music is for everyone.
Good. But you've also got people in your corner who are going to make sure that this happens for you. So Brandon is now saying, it says, good Melody, UG is to represent UG on a global scale. So there you go, mate. That gold-plated plane is there ready for you to take off around the world. It looks as though you've got the promotion around there. So we've got it in writing. We've got it in writing. We've got it in writing. People are going to support you.
Yeah. Melody, that's my goal. We present Uganda on global scales. Yeah.
when you go past Great Britain, can you just pick me up and I'll come with you?
Why not? Why not?
Around the world tour will be absolutely brilliant with Melody. Absolutely brilliant. Right, okay, so we're 44 minutes in. Let's get to your second track, okay? So this is one which is quite recent. It was only posted on YouTube 2 days ago. Dear Love, I'm going to try and find the track. And while I'm finding the track, can you tell our audience a bit about what the background is behind that song?
Dear Love, I think that's a visualizer I just uploaded, but still Dear Love is a track on the album still. It's on the Hello Mellow album. However, Dear Love is an illusion of asking how this kind of love. I don't know how I can express this, but asking myself where this love came from, who invented love, and before inventing the love, where do we get this feeling of love? Just asking myself, it's full of questions about love, because I myself I don't understand love. So it's like pushing the questions to each and everyone who can answer, who can tell me what is love, where did love come from, who is that one person that invented love.
Fantastic. Well, ladies, I'll tell you what, Melody is looking for that somebody who could basically show him what love is. You know, in terms of inventing love, we can go back many centuries, but at the end of the day, you know, I'm sure someone will. These lyrics are absolutely very heartfelt, and they are actually great lyrics, Melody. So we're going to put this on the show now for everybody to enjoy. Please sit back and enjoy the music just as much as we do, okay? So let's get this on. Dear Love, here we go.
Chemical bits. Akola love buzibu chibwe wawakula. Akola love katiba chike wakozesa. Akola love amagezi gwe wagache wabuza. Akola love wakwese kunonya kola bika omutima kweleze lobina walagawa asima wekwese kuenya kola bika omutima kweleze lobina walagawa nange amanyiga labu natega pimwa umasabo je tusabira labu tekugwa aba balina labu balina engeri gye balumya abeyita n'ababbebi kwata ku mukono obo buteteeyi budizayini bwe basuna aba balina labu balina engeri gye bawunya wakwese kunonya kolabika omutima kweleze lobina walagawa masima wekwese kuenya kolabika omutima kweleze lobina walagawa nange chokalabu oyogera lulimi titula twogere labu nabanga kabete membale kolya yosirise naye labu wekwese wandagirira kulabeko munange labu zijukira lulinga nakakufuna walifanfe labu wenjola upete obutukula nabera basoma brown bula kano wakakakeka naye kati kunonya labu omulala wena nakusola labu sasira zijukira lulinga nakakufuna wali wange boya twalira mukwano njja kutengula ani yakusigula
Let's bring everybody back to the show. I want to know what was in that letter and who that woman was.
Yes, I just love what Brandon has just written. Dear love is an open letter to that thing called love. Yeah, by the way, it's a letter to love, a love letter to love. What are its intentions and why do we get hurt? Love, I love that song. It's my ringtone. Wow.
Definitely. Having a ringtone, that's actually really like, you know, I don't think I've heard anyone having my ringtone. I'm going to have to get my fiance to set it on her phone as a ringtone, see what it sounds like. I haven't had that done yet. Have you set your phone with a ringtone of your music?
Yeah.
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 Of course, I need to do that myself. I didn't even think about that. Thanks for the idea, Brandon. That's great.
You know what you have to do? Before anyone supports you, you have to support yourself first. Before anyone, before you push anything to the media, you need to support yourself first, bro. That's it. And that's what I always do.
I love it. I love it. And I tell you what, Brandon's having a real moment to himself this evening. I can see him sitting at home with a glass of wine and also some ice cream because he's feeling sorry for himself. Brandon, what's all this? Come on. Love is sweet, but hurts much when not reciprocated. I totally agree with that comment. But Brandon's obviously having one of those evenings.
Everyone understands it his own way. Love has no definition. Love has no definition.
Yeah, cheer him up, Melody. When we get off the phone tonight, cheer him up because he looks as though he's at home sitting with some ice cream. Okay, we'll cheer him up when we get there.
I have to cheer him up. Why not? Brandon, big over yourself, man.
Meta is also saying that Hilo Mello album is wow. I think Uncle Mello predicts the future. Is that right? Do you predict the future?
Through lyrics, through music.
Definitely, that's what I like to see. Using a mature lyrical sound as a ringtone is the best, honestly. Mr. Host, you need to try it once. I will do it tonight, okay? I will put my latest single on my phone as my ringtone. Whether I get to stay in my bed or not, I don't know, because if it goes off, my partner might kick me out. But I'll enjoy it, whatever. But I totally agree. I'll put my own music on. Anyway, Mello, in terms of this year, before we go into the last section of tonight, which is the quiz, in terms of this year, in terms of people finding your music, what are your dreams for the rest of the year? We are literally burning this year very quickly. We're in May now. Okay, we've probably got 7 months left, 8 months left. What have we got coming up? What you really want to try and do in 2025?
Actually, me and my team, we are working on an event that's titled Melody Unveiled. As we had the album listeners party early February, around 13th, so we are planning out something that isn't much bigger than this. A lot of questions that my fans ask me, and a lot of music, performance, and everything will be showcased on that day. I think around 19th or 20th of December.
Fantastic. Something to look forward to, everybody who's going to come and see that show. In relation to songs that are going to be written or any more albums, is anything that people are going to be looking forward to?
Yeah, actually, I don't want to talk a lot about that right about here because it's still in the box unwrapped. Most of the stuff are still in the box. These are the gifts that we are carrying to the fans and to the audience, to the world.
There you go, everyone. Do you know what? I tell you, I try really hard for all the fans and all the family to try and get out of these artists what they're up to. But I tell you what, they always keep it close to their chest and they never let us know. Occasionally there's a sneak preview, but quite often they keep it to their chest. So you're just going to have to wait, okay? And if you want to follow Melody, you know, at the end of the day, you can follow him with the 17.5 thousand people on YouTube. But how else can people find your music?
I don't know. YouTube is 17. Instagram is 11. Instagram still Melody Uganda. And actually, Spotify is around 10,000 followers. With
Wow.
Facebook, it's around 23. Melody Uganda still. Yeah.
Lots of people, very, very much lots of people, and you deserve it. You know, you're in a country where it's very difficult to, you know, provide for families, you know, but to be able to give what you do give, you know, there's some very humble people in Uganda, and I'm pleased to be part of all, you know, all those people who have come to One Live to ask for support, ask for help, and I'm pleased to help you. Absolutely fantastic, absolutely amazing music, and we will support you in the best ways that we can. But you can support me. Before I go tonight, we are going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to have a little bit of a quiz, okay? And those people who are watching tonight, what I want you to do is this event that we're doing this month is all about global food banks, okay? So we're talking about those who are unable to provide for their families, to be able to provide, you know, for their children, to a degree where people are lining up outside the streets. And that's happening here in the West. We're probably getting a bit more than we are normally, probably nowhere near those countries in Africa and Uganda. Okay, we aren't nowhere near where you are. Okay, but we are starting to look out of our windows and see people lying on our streets, not having a bed, not having clothing, not having food, and we're starting to see that more in the West. But we will never be where you are, and we hope that one day our prime ministers wake up and do see what we see. And for you in Uganda, you've had to go through this a lot more than we have, and hopefully we can support you. But we do need to support ourselves as well. Okay, so if you're listening to this in the West, you know, these little competitions and these little quizzes that I do are for you to, you know, to try and help as much as you can to those charities in terms of providing food, clothing, sanitary towels, all those things that people desperately need and they cannot access themselves. So for the ones taking part in the quiz this evening, if you do get any questions wrong, think about that local food bank or that clothing bank or even those sanitation places that you can just pop and go to tonight, tomorrow, or the rest of the week. Okay, so please do help them because they urgently do need your help. Okay, so a little bit of fun. I don't know whether you've done this on a podcast. Me and Melody were talking about that he's been on lots of different podcasts, but they don't come around like this, okay? Something different on One Life. We love to help people, okay? So we're going to stop the screen, a little bit of fun, and we are going to do our quiz, okay? 10 questions, that's all we do. But it's up to you how much you actually send in, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so I was basically trying to look up quizzes in Uganda, and this is the only one that come up on YouTube, so you're going to have to excuse me. So basically, it's name the producer in Uganda. Do you know your producers in Uganda?
The producers in Uganda?
If you saw a picture of them, would you know who they are?
Yeah.
Oh, so Melody, everybody, is quite convinced if I show him a picture of a producer in Uganda, he will be able to tell us all who that person is, okay? But if he doesn't, then Melody's also got to go and take some stuff over to his local food bank or his local clothing bank or also his local sanitation, okay? So Brandon is already joining in and basically said, is that artist David Lutolo? I haven't started the quiz yet, Brandon. Brandon, stop cheating and write the answers down on a piece of paper, but don't share because we don't want Melody guessing, okay? We want Melody to get them all wrong, okay? So anyone who's taken part outside on Facebook, YouTube, or X, please do not put your answers in the thing because Melody doesn't need the help because apparently he's going to get them all right, okay? So, Melody, I'm just going behind the scenes, okay? I won't be able to see you, so please don't pull any faces. But I am just literally going behind the scenes to set the quiz up, okay?
All right.
Right, here we go. Can you hear the ticking noise?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, here we go. 10 questions.
David Lutalo.
So that one was David Lutalo. You got that one right.
Hello.
Yeah, that's one.
Can you name these Ugandan music producers in under a minute?
Oh,
another one.
This one?
Do you know this one?
Oh my days.
Melody, I don't think you can get this one. We'll tell you who it is.
Eliarkis.
Eliarkis. Okay, this one.
Wow. Oh my God.
We're catching you out. Melody was so confident before we started the game, everybody. The answer is
Big Nash.
Big Nash.
If you got the first 3 right, like the video.
How about this one?
Is it that my screen is small? I can't see them well.
Look, everybody, we're all getting the excuses now.
I've worked with these producers, and I don't know why I get them wrong. I get the answers wrong.
They're all going to bring you up, Melody, and shoot you. Say, Melody, what are you doing? Getting me wrong. I thought we were family.
It's a shame. It's a shame.
Production.
Nessim.
Oh my God. I've worked with Nessim on a lot of projects. This one is about
Ronnie Dun.
This one is no.
Did you know
Ronnie
this one?
Don? I know Ronnie Don, but
okay. How about this one? He's
This
got
is
to be
about
noticeable
skills.
with that hair.
This one is about skills.
Okay.
Herbert Skills.
Well done.
This one is Daddy Andre.
Yeah, he's on a roll, everybody. He's on a roll. I hope you are.
Daddy Andre. Who's your favorite producer? Comment below and don't forget to tag them.
Oh, who's your favorite producer, everybody, from Uganda?
One,
please tag them now.
Washington. Yeah.
Washington Ebanga.
Well done.
This one.
Hussein Badis.
I'll give you that one. Hussein Badis, I'll give you that one. Did anyone else get it?
Are you ready for the last question?
Last question. Who's this gentleman?
That one is Bushington.
Bushington.
Wow, you good.
Comment your score, share, and follow for more.
So, Melody, be honest. How many of them did you get right?
I don't know right now. It was a shame. I couldn't see the first ones, their faces, so I couldn't guess them right.
She said, Meta said, but they aren't visible. They were visible, but very small. I do apologize. We've done the best that we can in terms of the internet quality, but also in terms of grabbing from YouTube. Obviously, we don't earn the copyright to that, but we are very grateful for the person who put that out on YouTube to help us raise some money for charity. But actually, we're not raising money this evening. We are raising very needy items in terms of food, clothing, and sanitation. So please. So Brandon, you got 5 out of 10. Well done. One below, because I'm going to tell you Melody's score now. Melody got 6 out of 10. So Brandon, you beat here. You were one below. Okay, so let's see what everyone else has got. But well done, absolutely fantastic. It is only a bit of fun, and I hope you enjoyed that little piece of the program. But that is basically to get people more involved with our charities, and also after the show this evening, have a go yourself. You know, see how many people you can identify when it comes to the producers. Show it to your friends. Show it to your family and see if they was as good as Brandon, where he got 5 out of 10, or as good as Melody, who got 6. Okay, well done, everybody who's took part, and thank you very much for doing that. So, Melody, we're coming towards the end of tonight's show, and I just want to say an absolute huge thank you for you joining us all the way from Uganda. Is there anyone you want to say a special thank you before you go?
I want to thank Marvin for all the efforts and the connections he does, and I pray he does well at his schooling, at his course. He's doing his course with you, I know. Wish him all the best. And I thank my team, Team Melody, for pushing me, advising me, and for whatever you're doing for our show, Unveiled show that is coming up, Melody Unveiled. around December. We're looking at a lot of stars. So I would like also to thank my big brother, Jose Chameleone. I would like to thank my family, and most especially, I would like to thank God for the gift of life. And thank you for hosting me here. Thank you so much.
Melody, you're very, very welcome. You've been an absolute pleasure. I've loved your music. I love the sport that, you know, your family and your culture brings over. And I'm really proud to be able to share that in the UK. We will send it out to as many people as we can and get your story over to many people as we can. And we will help you try and get to as many venues as you can. But that doesn't look as though you need it, because it looks as though people are there going to be whisking you around the world tour. So if anyone spots Melody, let me know where he's gone to, okay? Or Melody, keep in touch and let us know where you land next, because we can tell people to come and see your amazing show. I'm going to end this evening just by thanking everybody who has joined in this evening. You've been an absolute pleasure to be able to talk to you. And I'm also going to thank One Life team and also those members of family and fans who come and support One Life. And thank you very much for an absolute great show. So tomorrow night, just please remember to join us, because we have boy band 3 Days of Wonder from the lovely town of Newton Abbot, and that is in Devon. Okay. And they are on the show at 7 p.m. tomorrow. And we're going to find out how these young boys have basically started their own support around trying to make sure that British venues do not lose the capacity of holding musicians to come and play in their venues. I don't know if you've heard about it, Melody. We're having several venues closed down because of what's going on in our country at the moment. And these young lads at 15 years old are making sure that that doesn't happen. And I'm proud of every single one of them. So anyway, tomorrow night, 3 Days of Wonder are on the show, 7 p.m. Make sure you're there, because it's going to be one cracker of a show. Take good care, everyone, and we'll see you again soon. See you later, Melody. Take good care of yourself.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, buddy. Bye-bye.